Hello everyone, once again welcome to the new video. Here in this particular video we are going to discuss about what is source code. We are going to discuss what exactly the DevSecOps and what is the source code component in DevSecOps. There is a source code review where DevSecOps engineers are going to perform the source code review and its importance within the DevSecOps we are going to talk, and some key aspects of source code review and what is the source code review process in detail, like step by step with example and steps to be followed and remediation steps, all the things we are going to discuss. And later, what are the fixes implemented in the source code, and finally summarize the content what we are discussed in this particular video. And it is the video for a beginners where if you are planning to enter into a DevOps or planning to learn the things around the DevSecOps, then this particular thing might helpful for you to enhance your knowledge and skills. So without further ado, let's enter into the discussion. First of all, we need to have a quick understanding over DevSecOps, where DevSecOps brings a collaboration between the development team, security, as well as operations, and it will make sure the faster development, where developers build a code quickly, and there is a reliability in the operations where the operations keep it running, and where there is a security prevents some attacks or misbehavior. And this is the a simple example analogy where let's say if you wanted to build a house, then as a developer, a dev team as a developer was the person who designs that particular house, and as a operations they will make sure it's stable and strong, and as a security guy need to look for doors and windows to keep the intruders out. The security is maintained. Okay, and moving further, what is source code review? Source code review let's say consider a small example. Let's say if you wanted to prepare one recipe, there are some kind of ingredients. Likewise, if you wanted to prepare a software, complete full-fledged software, then it's kind of recipe. Okay, you wanted to tell a computer what exactly that particular source code do. Okay, source code is basically that one, and source code review is basically a process of carefully checking all the recipe to ensure there is no bugs in that particular code. That means the code is correct and there is no flaws, like security flaws, that make sure the code is secure, and there is no it was more efficient and reliable, where there is no bad practices, which the best practices are followed as per the industries. And here is the one scenario. Let's say as a developer, or if got a task to examine this particular thing, they need to code a logging page. Without proper review, mistakes might allow. See, these are the some mistakes that humans attend, and the attackers catch that particular thing. They can bypass the passwords, and attackers or hackers, we can say, and the user's passwords is stored in secure manner, and they can guess the password if there is a unlimited attempt of a password. That is a brute force attack, we can say. Here the SCR, that means source code review, will comes into picture, and it will fixes all this. Okay, where before going the code into a live production, it will checks and fixes that. Okay, and if you think why source code review, if you think why is source code review important in DevSecOps especially, why? Because As we know, DevSecOps is integrating security in all stages. Okay, and source code review is the one of the category in that, only in one particular stage like that. Here, source code review is going to help us to catch the bugs and security flaws in the early. This is the main important thing, where the security is shifted to the left. That means early in the development stage itself, where fixing the issues before deployment, and it will save the expense of finding the issues, and severity also will be reduced, and it will improves the security, as it will prevent hackers from exploiting weak code. It will enhance your code quality, where clean and efficient code works better and easier to maintain, and it will encourage team collaboration, as developers learn more each other to improve their best practices together. Okay, and these are the some key aspects of source code review. As a DevSecOps engineer, I mean, this discussion is entirely as a DevSecOps engineer's perspective. As a DevSecOps engineer perspective, we need to manually review. Okay, the developers make sure to manually review that particular thing, and automated tools. As a DevSecOps engineer, you need to integrate the tools which are like Trevi, Snake, Fortify, Checkmarx, SonarQube to scan that particular source code, and it will get you certain results. Later results assessments also can be done from DevSecOps engineers also, based on the organization policies or their contract. They will sometimes do the DevSecOps team only, and there is sometimes a third-party vendor will use to do, or they themselves manage that particular assessments. And security checks in the sense where there is a some weak passwords or some data leak and some unsafe handling of input user details. That is security checks. And collaboration, it will discuss, entire team together discuss. From here, the source code review process starts. It includes a step-by-step process, where initially we need to plan the review. We need to decide which code wanted to review. Let's say example, some login feature or some security updates. For example, I'm saying we need to set a goal, like are we checking for bugs or security, or for both. And in this particular example, I will show the below example. We are going to take a login code. It will ensure its security. With respect to security, we are checking. And in step 2, we need to automated tools. We need to use the automated tools, as I said, like SonarQube, Trevi, Fortify, Checkmarx, like that, where it will scans the source code, and that particular tool flags the security issues, some weakness in the password, and some SQL injection, or some password hard coding details, like that. And in this particular example, in that particular line 10 has a issue to no input validation. Here you can see, where is this? Yeah, here there is no validation of input. It will directly takes that particular thing. And later, in step 3, we need to manually review that particular source code, where this process sometimes done by testers if dedicated team is there, and in sometimes the developer itself examines some flagged issues which were flagged by the tool, and the testers or DevSecOps engineers will going to forward that particular report to the developer, and the developer examines that flagged issues, and some additional mistakes, or if there is any logic errors or insufficient code is there, and some security vulnerabilities that can be checked and examined. And here in this example, you notice that the users can try unlimited passwords. Yes, security risk. Here there is no limit of password entry. They can enter unlimited password, and randomly they can enter into the user's account also. Here this is the secure code, where if attempts limit is exceeded or equal to 5, then account will be locked, or else it will return a welcome page, like that. And the next step was discuss the fix issues that you need to discuss is some possible fixes will be there, and developers need to update the code with the security improvements. Let's say, as I said in the example, add a limit of failed login attempts, maximum 5 tries, and we need to test the fixes, rerun the tests and to confirm the issue is resolved, and new bugs were introduced. Let's say in this example, after testing, the login page successfully logs after 5 attempts as I showed the code. And the next step was we need to improve and approve and merge that particular code. Once everything is everything performed in the test environment itself, where the production environment is not yet. Okay, why? Because it is some security critical issues. It's not without some proper approval, it is not going to merge into the final code. After getting all this functionality works very fine and fixing all bugs, then we need to get a approval from the respective lead or some manager, where they can merge the code into a main source code. And here in this example, login page is now be a part of the main application. Okay, and here is the step-by-step code example. Here this particular scenario, source code review improves the security, as I said, major focusing on security. This was the insecure core, where there is a login page, and if the username is equal to admin and password equal to 1234, that will return a welcome page. If it is wrong, then it will return a try again error message. Okay, and here what's exactly wrong here was the hard-coded password 1234 is written in the directly in the code, and hackers can easily log in into that, and there is no security measures like no encryption followed and no password attempts provided, and there is a vulnerability or brute force attack, as they can guess the password. Why? Because it is a admin and 1234, and as source code review identifies these security flaws and helps it to fix the code. Okay, and this is the secure code after source code review process. Okay, here what exactly they are defining was they like removed the hard-coded credentials like username and password, and if login attempts greater than or equals to 5, then they said like account was logged. If it is, if they are able to enter correct username and password with before 5 attempts, then it will show a welcome page. And here the username and password they encrypted by using a like they used a database, and these are the some fixes they are done. No hard-coded passwords, where they encrypted that one, and user authenticated securely with a database itself, and login attempts, as I said, it was limited to 5, and this is the like summary of the source code review, where before the review the code had a security flaws like hard-coded passwords, no proper protection, and during the review we identified some potential risks and fixed that in a step-by-step process, as we discussed in the earlier steps. And after the source code review, this is what it was happened. The code is now secured and prevent hacking and follows a best DevSecOps practices as per the industry. Okay, and these are the some final steps like pointers I wanted to convey to the beginners. If you are a beginner or planning to learn, then if you are in some training or some coaching or something, then don't hesitate to ask a question. Why? Because learning is a part of process of the journey, and practice with open source projects. There are a lot of open source Git projects. You can directly clone the code, and you can like integrate that into a tools, install the tools and set up a pipeline, and learn the security best practices, where many people just learn how to use the tools and review and report that particular issues. But some best practices, if you are finding some issue, obviously you need to know or able to suggest what is the best solution. Okay, you are at the stage to point out or note, provide a note to the developer. These are the some best practices where you can follow to remediate mitigate that vulnerabilities, or to as a best practices you need to follow this kind of thing. Okay, and the tools, everyone and tools, there are a lot of tools will be available. Tools easily can able to understand and those are usable, okay, but the logic behind that and how to remediate that particular vulnerability or fixes with respect to security or such things, you need to learn to avoid mistakes in future, okay. And definitely by using collaborating with the team, the knowledge can be shared, and some best practices what you don't know can be known from the other team members, and the best practices they don't know, you can share them what the knowledge you have, okay. That is how the knowledge sharing will works in this particular part. And coming to the conclusion, source code review helps especially for developers to catch the security flaws in the early stages. There is software they ensure the software is safe, efficient and reliable. By following a structured review process, we are going to make sure our software is secure from the start to till end of the software, okay. And I hope this concept brings you some added knowledge to you. If you have any further questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you.